Hello and welcome to the final session of the 2024 European Junior Powerlifting Championships. And this afternoon for you, for the final time, we have two flights. The first flight consisting of the 120B group, and the second flight consisting of the 120A group and all of the 120 plus athletes. So we have a flight of 8 followed by a flight of 13. So we have a lot of big lifting coming up, I imagine.
Absolutely, and still yet to play for in terms of team placings, so it'll be an interesting one.
Absolutely. Team Netherlands taking the win in the women's, which is the first time that they have ever got one of the top 3 spots, let alone one. So they've done tremendously well with 2 European champions, which they will get rewarded tonight at the banquet with a nice trophy, I imagine. And now to cap off the competition, some of the heaviest weights we have seen moved all week. And like we have had before with B groups, we see the ranking jump around, but it is subject to change as we see the A group come through in the next flight. But still a big variety of opening weights there, from 245 to 295. So still in for a treat. And let's strap in for one last squat session. Kicking us off, we have Robert Gudbrandsson from Iceland, 245 kilos. And quite a competition it's been. We've seen so many records broken this week.
Yeah, the sub-juniors and the juniors have been good to us. It's been very entertaining to follow all throughout the week.
Here comes Gudbrandsson. Three white lights, a good lift.
We've been seeing more and more lifters coming out of Iceland. Usually they were more of a country of strongmen and those kind of sports, but in recent times they've been rising, and we've seen some rising star in the women's.
Yeah, absolutely. Each year we see 2 or 3 more athletes come from Iceland, and a good trajectory they're on. Daniel Attila Nagy from Hungary, 245 kilos.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable opener, and a good lid, 3 white lights. In the 120s and 120 plus, this is where we start to see some of those bigger jumps utilized, so 15, 20, even at times 25 plus.
Yeah, because taking a lot of squat in the higher weight range takes a toll on your body. That's why you see more of those jumps in those classes.
Meta Munkas from Hungary, 250 kilos.
Less of a smooth opener this time.
Good lift, 3 white lights. Yeah, a little bit scrappy. Let's have a look at that again, perhaps shaking off some first squat nerves, usually the most nerve-wracking of all 9 attempts.
The bar might have moved a little bit, which explains why you leant forward a bit.
Robert Brenner Fernandez from Spain, opening on 260 kilos.
Now I'm prepared with those Spanish lifters. The squat country expecting a lot out of him.
Yeah, very much have been in the last few years, producing some phenomenal squatters. Antonio Perez Barros being one of the top there.
He broke the record for the 5th time yesterday.
And there it is, a lovely opening squat from a Spanish lifter, not strange to see.
Give me 20 more for the second one.
And 2-1, a good lift. He does get a depth call from that far side referee, so let's just look in the replay. We tend to see as the athletes get bigger, the depth calls being a bit harder to tell, bigger legs, harder to see that hip crease. Luka Godzina from Croatia, 265 kilos. Opening 5 kilos below his personal best. So this is his first year as a junior, so fresh out of the sub-juniors. Very easy, it's a good lift. Really gratifying to see the 3 white lights on your opener. You know you don't have to change anything going forwards.
It sets the right momentum. You're confident of your standards. The first attempt is really testing out the waters, see what the referee's like or not. Even in terms of first position to get the start command.
Absolutely, and then from there, if you see those white lights, you'll know you get the green light to go ahead and just push the weight. Maciej Samborski from Poland, 270 kilos. Slow down a little bit in the middle portion there, but still relatively smooth.
I would agree. Let's see what he can put out for his last outing as a junior.
Now have Laurits Enemark Du from Denmark, 280 kilos. Now on prognosis, his total quite some way higher than his nominated total, I believe.
Yeah, 50 kilos off. 55 kilos off.
Yeah, above.
Excited to see the progress. Oh yeah, that looks smooth.
3 white lights, a good lift.
Let's see how it goes, but he might get to push some of those guys from the A group.
Yeah, you certainly do see that sometimes when nominated totals don't reflect what they have in the day. Sebastian Andrea from Iceland, our heaviest opener of the flight with 295 kilos, opening on his personal best.
I'm very much looking forward to those 300 plus squats, so let's see it, Sebastian. Last opener of the B group. Nice and easy walkout.
A nice easy squat as well. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Looks like everyone's on the board, Amelia.
A wonderful sight to see. And with that, we go straight into our second round with Dreyer currently leading, Du in second and Samborski in third for squats, of course subject to change as second and third attempts come through, but also the A group following. 260 kilos for Robert Gudbranson from Iceland, a 15 kilo jump from his opener. This will give him a 5 kilo personal best as well. Good lift, 3 white lights.
Not much change in his technique, it was just heavier, so nice second attempt.
Yeah, bodes very well when we don't see a breakdown on the second attempt. That's when we start to worry a little bit. Mata Munkas from Hungary, 260 kilos, 10 kilo jump from his opener. Three white lights, a good lift. Nice looking second attempt from him there.
The for sure looked better than the first.
Yeah, I would say so. 15 kilo jump now for Daniel Attila Nagy from Hungary to 260 kilos.
Still very explosive.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable looking second. It looks good. 3 white lights.
And I would also say, like, very nice job from the spotters, not getting in the way of the referees and the cameras for us to be judging right.
Yeah, 2 jobs to do there, keeping the lifters safe, but also keeping the path of vision clear so that they could be judged.
And on the 9th day of competition, it is very hard to maintain that focus and attention to detail, so props to them.
Robert Brenner Fernandez from Spain, 275 kilos, a 15 kilo jump to be a matched personal best. His opener was extremely comfortable, as we expected to see from the Spanish athlete.
That moved well.
Yeah, moved very well. 2 to 1, a good lift. Just get a depth call from the center referee, which generally is the harder position. Oh, the jury has immediately overruled that, so clearly not happy with the depth.
Yeah, it definitely looked higher than his first.
So I think it was just above the border there. I imagine they might put more weight on that third anyway, rather than retake, based on what I've seen from Spain. Luka Grecina from Croatia, 277.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump. Two to 1, a good lift, just a depth call on that right side. Let's have a look at that again in the replay. As you know, the jury are very much awake and active.
Looks good to me, but we know that all around darker singlets are more difficult to judge.
Yeah, that is very true. It's harder to see that hip crease. But it remained a good lift, it seems. It's a 7.5 kilo personal best. I might be wrong. No, it seems like it'd be okay. I thought I saw the jury reach. I got very concerned. Just as I said, it was fine. Maciej Samborski from Poland, 285 kilos, a 15 kilo jump. Ooh, I think just oversunk it a little bit there.
I also think so.
You could hear the breath leave my body there when I was worried that he overruled.
And you can see the lifter give signals to the coach that he knows what he missed. He knows it's a technicality.
Yeah, and it's good for an athlete to know their own lifting in that way that they can trust it. 292.5 kilos for Laurits Enmark Ju from Denmark. 12.5 kilo jump. The very comfortable looking opener.
He's one of the lightest of the flight. He might still be developing and growing into the class. Great squat.
3 white lights, good lift.
He left no doubt. He really sunk it.
Yeah, you don't see that all too often with the heavier weight classes either. A final second attempt for Sebastian Dreher from Iceland, 310 kilos, 15 kilo jump from his opener for another personal best.
Okay, that seemed light. Wow.
Yeah, just throwing that weight about before he lifts it. Almost folded him in half, but he managed to pull back into position. It's a good
So
lift.
strong.
Yeah, not necessarily easy to do.
And those attempts make us realize like how great of a squat Antonio Perez Barros was yesterday. He was 25 kilos above this in the 105s.
Yeah, it's huge. And that concludes our second attempt. Dreher leading currently ahead of Ju and Gradzina, obviously subject to change as we have the final attempts and then the A flight come through afterwards. Robert Gudbrandsson from Iceland, 270 kilos, a 10 kilo jump for a new personal best.
He really does have a lot of support. Great fight.
Phenomenal third from Robert there. Perfect weight on the bar, I think. And a good lift.
He's exalting his joy after that third attempt. Right on the money by Team Iceland.
270.
Mate Mankus from Hungary, 270 kilos, 10 kilo jump from his second.
He's been very consistent all throughout those 3 attempts.
And it's a good lift, 3 white lights. Doesn't empty the tank so much that he's going to be drained for bench and deadlift, which is a good place to be. Still 6 lifts left to go off the day. Daniel Attila Nagy from Hungary, 270 kilos, a 10 kilo jump for a 5 kilo personal best.
And you're right. Sometimes benching after squat for those heavier weight classes is very hard for the elbows. straight looking third.
It's a good lift, 3 white lights. We now have 5 squats remaining before we head through to the 120As mixed in with the 120 pluses. Important to bear that in mind when you see the rankings jump around. There'll be 6 medals in the next flight. Robert Brenner Fernandez from Spain, 282.5 kilos, and as suspected, chosen to jump 7.5 kilos anyway, after just missing on depth in his second.
Would have you done so too? Looking at the second?
Yeah, I mean, the second was very comfortable. I think it seems like a good decision to me. It's not too much of an excessive jump. And he seemed to sink it further this time.
Oh.
Wow. Never mind.
From that angle, I must say I'm surprised, but let's see the replay.
Coach goes to the jury. Let's have a look at that. And I still stand by what I said. I think that does look good.
It looked better than the second.
And the jury has overruled it to a good lift. Stuck by my guns.
Amelia knows what she's talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
I've seen a few squats this week.
Just a few.
Now, 285 kilos for Maciej Samborski from Poland, retaking it after his second. Seemed to sink it pretty hard on his second, and he knew exactly what he needed to change as he came off the platform. So let's hope he can.
Yeah, time for adjustment, Maciej.
Much more controlled this time, but unfortunately I think that second attempt just took it out of him.
Yeah, this time it looked like strength.
Bar is loaded now for Luka. 292.5.
Luka Gracina now from Croatia, jumping to 292.5 kilos, a 15 kilo jump from his second. Be a big personal best. Should he make this? That seemed like the perfect number on the bar for Luka. 3 white lights.
You could hear that stomp from the commentary booth.
Yeah, I felt the stomp from the commentary booth as well.
Now Lauri for his last attempt at 302.5. The bar is loaded.
Lauritz Enemark Dew from Denmark, 302.5 kilos for his third and final squat. 10 kilo jump from his second.
Come on, Lauri.
Wow, that certainly didn't sacrifice any depth for that third attempt. 2-1, gets a yellow from the center referee.
What would it be for?
I'm just trying to see that in the replay here.
He didn't use his elbows. He didn't move his feet.
No, his hands came slightly undone, but not fully. So I think that'll be fine. Our final squat of this first flight, we have Sebastian Dreher from Iceland, 320 kilos. Puts himself in a position where maybe he could get a squat medal. Not sure what the A group have to offer quite yet. This be a big personal best for him.
And it looks like there are at least 4 squatters in the 300 in the A group.
right knee just caved right in the hole there, unfortunately. You'll be able to catch up in the replay.
Yeah, caving on the way down is no good. On the way up, it could be very useful, but on the way down, it is no good.
250 kilos loaded on bar, 250.
Yeah. Shook his head, it was a safe thing to do, and we can see the results as they stand from the B group. Sebastian Drea from Iceland leading out, but this is subject to change, of course, as we now head into the next flight, which consists of the remainders of the 120s and the 120 plus category. So a flight of 13, which has within it the A flight of the 120s, as well as all of the 120 plus. We head straight into that now. Just a reminder, like I said, we'll be going between 120 plus and 120, so keep an eye out for their category. We'll keep you in the loop in terms of placement and which category that is in. Stepan Knapp from Czechia, opening on 250 kilos in the 120 plus category. Very speedy opener and a good lift.
Bars loaded, 280 kilos for Josh Pearson from Great Britain.
280 kilos for Josh Pearson from Great Britain. He's been competing for 7 years. His final year as a junior. I feel like he's been around for a long time because he has.
And you will need that experience because each and every team point is going to be critical for GB.
Yeah, and he's certainly in a position to fight for a podium placement as well. Very deep squat there from Pearson. I don't expect to see too much wrong. There we go, 3 white lights, a good lift.
The bar is loaded at 285 for Andrew Blackwood. Come on, Andrew.
We now have Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, opening on 285 kilos. Andrew's last year as a junior. His junior years feel like they've stretched on forever.
Exactly, another very experienced junior. And what a character he is, Andrew Blackwood.
Yeah, well beloved in the powerlifting community. I spoke to him before his weigh-in. I think he caught a bit of the virus that was going around, so let's see what he can put up today. Oh, it's still moving really nicely. They didn't change his opener, so...
Oh, I'm surprised. Let's see how that looks on the replay.
Yeah, let's have a look. This is the side he gets the white from, and I can see where those reds came from for sure, from the angle that we saw beforehand. It does look a lot better from there. But for now, it remains a no lift. Unfortunately, the coach sent away by the jury. Christian Eekhaugen from Norway, 285 kilos, nominated second. Currently in prognosis in 6th, but of course subject to change.
Yeah, I would expect big jump, depending on how this one moves.
I've got to say a tiny bit slower than I expected from Christian.
I would agree.
It's a good lift. His personal best is 320, but we've seen plenty of lifters who are just slow squatters. So we'll have to wait and see. Santeri Passanen from Finland, opening on 285 kilos.
Deadlift
2-1, a good lift. Just a depth call from that center referee. Let's have a look at that on the replay.
I could get behind that call.
285 once again.
And the jury has overruled that to a no lift, unfortunately.
Glad to be agreeing with the jury.
Mats Hoilo Kjolsdal from Norway, 285 kilos. And it seems like Eek Haugen has X'd out his second and third lift. A bit shaky for Kjolsdal, but it is a good lift, 3 white lights. So yeah, Kjolsdal's, Eek Haugen has X'd out his second and third lift, and we thought it looked a bit strained for him.
Yeah, especially for a 220 swatter. It looked pretty slow, pretty iffy. Maybe he's hurt a bit, doesn't want to be compromising his health.
Absolutely. Smart decision. You've got the rest of the competition to push. Koldo Karel from Estonia, 287.5 kilos for his opening squat. Haven't seen too many Estonian lifters this championships, so great to see the representation. Two to one, a good lift. Just a depth call on the right-hand side. Let's have a look on the replay where he gets that depth call from. And I can certainly see where that red would have come from. I think it's borderline and could have gone either way.
Yeah, understandable.
Now our second 120 plus out to squat, we have Gio Hendricks from Belgium, 287.5 kilos. It's a bit of a race for that bronze overall between himself and Knapp. But that is a lovely, easy opener.
Yeah, butter.
And a good lift, 3 white lights. Yeah, that's a great place to start your competition from, really.
290.5 bars loaded for TV.
Now have Timmy Ogunfowokan from Great Britain, 292.5 kilos for his opening squat.
Another member of GB that if he performs well, that could put the nail in the coffin for team points.
Wow. And it was so fast, he almost threw himself forwards. 2 to 1, a good lift. He gets a blue from the center referee, which I'm not sure what it was for. Have a look at the replay. The jury don't look too sure about it either. Asks the center referee, I think just for the knees there, that was for. But the jury are happy that it is a good lift and it will remain as such. Simon Krau from Czechia, opening on 302.5 kilos.
He looks massive.
He is a very tall lifter, if you can't tell by the rack height.
Very straight squatting position.
And 3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, you tend to see a lot of the heavier lifters opt for a higher bar position, and that favors a more upright position in that. 305 kilos for Ilya Kovac from Ukraine. It looked very strong. I'm a little bit worried about the depth. But no, 3 white lights, a good lift. I have to stop judging that when I'm looking up at the stage. Let's have a look at the replay to prove how wrong I was.
Oh yeah, you were wrong.
Yeah, I know, I know. The bigger boys with the
It
black
happens.
singlets, yeah, it's
It
hard to
happens.
tell. That's why I'm here and the referees are up on stage with them in, may I add, a better position. Now, our penultimate opener, Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 315 kilos. His last year as a junior. He's been competing for a very long time, 8 years, so very recognizable face on the international platform and an extremely competent lifter. It really is his to lose. He's so far ahead of the competition, should all go well. It looked very strong, and because of what happened before, I'm not going to say anything else. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Those black singlets really throwing you off.
Listen, I didn't want to say it looked good. I didn't want to say it looked high. Either way, I would have made a fool of myself. But it was a lovely opener from Melnichuk, and it's to be expected. He's been competing for 8 years. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Going from the favorite to win in the 120s to the favorite to win in the 120 plus, we have Bjorn Andre Satterud Vesterby from Norway, opening on 360 kilos. The junior European and world record, of course, belonging to Timur Samkaradze from Georgia. And that is at 430 kilos.
That unrack was unreal. Have you seen how he unracks the bar? Not even the 2 feet under the bar, just stepping under the bar like nothing.
2 to 1, a good lift. Yeah, he's very comfortable under that weight. And similar to Melnichuk, should all go well for him, and he's really far ahead of his competitors. And we can see here in the 120s, Melnichuk leading with 315 kilos. The squat, Dreyer from the B group still holding on to silver currently with 310, and in bronze, Kovac from Ukraine. And in the 120 plus, Satterud Vesterby leading, Krau following, and Hendricks currently in bronze on squat. Now into our second round of squat, we have Stepan Knapp jumping 15 kilos to 265 for his second attempt. It's a good lift, 3 white lights.
And you can also see on the board that 2 of the lifters that have missed the opener have opted to go up anyway.
Yeah, I think for Blackwood as well, you know, it was a depth issue, not a strength issue, and it's his last year as a junior, so probably has a plan in mind that he wants to stick to. 290 kilos for Josh Pearson from Great Britain. A 10 kilo jump from his opener, and definite contender to fight for a podium position alongside his teammate Timmy. Slows down quite a lot there, and I think that's due to the sacrifice he gives to the depth gods.
Yeah, it is a very deep squat.
But it is a good lift, 3 white lights, and it's hard to say and change on the day, but obviously if he gave up some of that depth, perhaps could scrounge together a few extra kilos, but it's a phenomenal second attempt.
Maybe he's so used to squatting with that stretch reflex at the bottom that it's hard to change, but it looks like it's hurting him a bit.
Now, Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, 300 kilos, missed 285 on his opener on depth. Has gone up 15 kilos anyway. Strength was an issue. He's looking to just sink it a little bit further, hoping the extra amount of kilos will help do that. And it's certainly looked deeper than his opener, but let's wait for the confirmation.
And a good lift.
And the risk pays off. 3 white lights, a good lift.
It's a green singlet. You saw it right.
300 kilos for the second attempt of Max.
Yeah, a lot easier to see in that green singlet. I'll still hesitate to speculate though, even though it's my job.
And the bar is loaded.
Professional speculator.
Yeah. Mats Hoyo Kjolsdal from Norway, 300 kilos, 15 kilo jump from his opener.
He could be pacing for a personal best if this one moves well.
Yeah, current personal best standing at 310 kilos. So let's see what 10 kilos below that looks like. It's a good lift, 3 white lights. Not sure that 310 will be there today, in my opinion. What do you
305,
reckon?
307 maybe.
Yeah, that's where my head would have gone. I think 307 really would have been the top end of that stretch, depending how conservative they want to be. Kolta Karel from Estonia, jumping to 302.5 kilos, landing just 2.5 below his personal best. Ooh, tips back onto his
Wow.
heels. A good catch from the back spot there, but that is one of those few positions that you just cannot come back from.
And I think that wasn't there anyway. Let's look at the replay. It was borderline. But great job by the spotters.
Well done to him for staying with the bar as well.
Bar is loaded.
Sandri Passanen from Finland, 305 kilos. Again, another issue that wasn't to do with strength, just needs to sink it a little bit further. Another lifter that's chosen to go up 20 kilos. Worked for Blackwood, let's see if it works for Passanen. And there we go, he's on the board, 3 white lights. The risk paid off for both Blackwood and Passanen.
Sometimes you just need more weight to go deeper. Especially for those bigger guys.
Yeah, seemed to pay off in both cases here.
Bar is loaded. Come on, Jill.
Giel Hendricks from Belgium, jumping to 305 kilos for his second attempt. This is over his personal best of 300. His opener was maybe one of the nicest openers we saw as well. Opting for a 17.5 kilo jump. A little trouble with walking it out there, but once he gets stable, I'm sure it'll be comfortable.
Yeah, the little head nod showed me confidence.
That was a super speedy second attempt for Jill.
3 white lights, a good lift. And for a lot of the bigger lifters, walking it out can be half the battle, really.
Yeah, staying balanced is very hard working out with those kind of weights. And squatting those kind of weights with only 1 year of experience, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Timmy Ogunfowakan from Great Britain, 312.5 kilos. Another contender for podium overall.
And I'd say the other contender for easiest opener.
Yeah, it was very, very comfortable. A 20 kilo jump. And it didn't slow him down whatsoever.
Super squat.
That was so smooth. 3 white lights.
About 320 kilos for Ilya Kovac.
Super squat.
Not even slow-mo will slow him down.
Yeah, actually, that looked like an opener on the replay.
Now have Ilya Kovac from Ukraine, 320 kilos, a 15-kilo jump, and this will move him into squat gold for the time being, with just Melnichuk to follow in the 120s.
Neither of us wanted to talk before the lights.
I've told you, I'm holding myself back now. 2-1, a no lift, unfortunately. And honestly, that could have gone either way. I thought that was all right, actually, which I think 2 of the jury members are arguing that it was, and 1 is unsure, but has been convinced. 3 jury members have been happy to turn it over. The jury has overruled, and it is now a good lift. Simon Krau from Czechia, 322.5 kilos, to move into squat silver in the 120 pluses, ahead of Hendricks. Gold already secured by Sattered Vesterberg. And that is a good lift, 3 white lights.
And as you were mentioning, I'm not surprised that this is the session in which the jury is the most active, because those bigger guys are very hard to read sometimes. And
Yeah.
the replay comes in handy for sure.
Getting all the different angles on that replay definitely helps a lot. Definitely the session that catches me out the most, the referees out the most, and the jury are definitely most needed here, like you said. Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine taking a 10-kilo jump to 325 to move him back into squat gold ahead of Kovac. He's just 2.5 kilos below his personal best. Still moving smoothly. And it's a good lift, 3 white lights. He is so strong, and his last year as a junior, he wants to put up a monstrous total, and he's on the road to do so. Now our final second attempt, Bjorn André Sutteved Vasterberg from Norway, 380 kilos, taking a 20-kilo jump from his opener.
And we have his job registered as a specialist. We don't know what, looks like it's a squat specialist. 20-kilo jump for Bjorn.
And it
No
seems
big
to
deal.
be, yeah, wow. But unfortunately, 2-1, a no lift. Let's have a look at that again in the replay, bearing in mind, obviously this is the side he gets the white from. This is where the jury are most needed. And yeah, I think that one unfortunately was just above the border, and the jury agree. And that concludes the second round of squats. Melnichuk leading the 120s with 325. His teammate Kovac just behind with 320. And Ogunfowenkan from Great Britain with 312.5 in bronze. And in the 120 plus, we have Sutteved Vesterberg with 360, Krau with 322.5, and Hendricks with 305. Stepan Knapp from Czechia taking a 15-kilo jump to 280.
Yeah, we've now entered the spotter's nightmare, the third round of squat of the 120s and 120 pluses.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Honestly, this is where the spotters and loaders are the most tired after a week of spotting and loading, and when they need to be most switched on.
Their reflexes are amazing.
and it seems like Pearson is timing out, choosing not to come out for his 2.5 kilo jump, which makes sense. It's a lot of weight to try again for an extra couple of kilos to potentially miss it when you still have the rest of the day left. So he still might have a chance to fight podium in any case, but I just want to take this moment for maybe one of the last times to thank our sponsors, ESN, SBD, and Visit Malta. Without them, none of this would be possible. SBD, of course, providing a lot of the wonderful singlets and equipment that we see on the platform. We see ESN providing protein here for the athletes, very much needed throughout the week. And Visit Malta, we of course had the World Championships in Malta just a few weeks ago, and it was a lovely way to end summer, I must say.
And I'm also take this time to thank you for your analysis this week and trying to persevere against the virus that you were fighting. So props to you.
Thank you very much, and thank you goes straight back to you for helping me out there and doing a great job. I'm also grateful today. We now have Kolta Karel from Estonia, 305 kilos. Didn't get through a 2.5 in his second, but he's looking to go up to match his personal best here in his third anyway.
It's a matter of balance. It looks like he had strength. It went up this time. Was it deep enough?
Yes, it was. 3 white lights, a good lift. Don't you start doing what I was doing. We now have Andrew Blackwood from Ireland. Missed his opener on depth. Chose to go up 15 kilos anyway for 300 and got it. Now jumps a further 10 kilos to 310 for his third and final squat. Last squat as a junior lifter. That's a great grind from Andrew there. The flu can't stop him. But, oh, it looks like, unfortunately for now, the referees can. Let's have a look at the replay. Gets called on depth from the center and left side referee. And I think that looks okay. Obviously, he gets the white from that side, and the jury has overruled it once again. A good lift.
It looked good to me,
Yeah.
especially from that side.
And it's great to see the jury giveth and they taketh away. Mats Hoyo Kjolstad from Norway, 310 kilos for his third and final squat to match his personal best.
Great fight.
That was a great fight.
3 white lights, a good lift. And a match personal best there.
350 kilos of weight.
Now, Giel Hendricks from Belgium already has squat bronze secured with his second attempt. 315 kilos now to add a further 10 kilos to his total and to his squat. And for a new personal best.
The Belgians really have upped their game, grabbing a medal in the 84 pluses, grabbing a medal in the 105s. It's great to see other nation rising.
Another phenomenal squat. Giel having a great squat session. 3 white lights, a good lift.
total advantage over Pratt for at least the bronze medal in this 120 plus. Plus. Last attempt for Sandy. This will be a silver medal attempt. 322.5 bars though.
Now, Santeri Passanen from Finland, 322.5 kilos in an attempt to move into squat silver ahead of Kovac, knocking Ogun Foaken off of the podium, with him still to follow. Just too much there, unfortunately.
That was a big jump, a big ask after that second.
Yeah, and loses out on potentially quite a few kilos there by pushing too much for the squat medal. Now, already has squat silver secured, for the time being at least. Has, at the very least, squat bronze secured for sure. 325 kilos for Ilya Kovac from Ukraine. 5 kilo jump from his second. It's for a new personal best. And that's a lovely third attempt. Three white lights, a good lift, and sits in silver for the time being. Definitely at least walks away with bronze. Silver or bronze, it depends on the next lifter and how successful they may be. 330 kilos for Timi Ogunfowakan from Great Britain. This to move him into squat gold for the time being. And actually to stay there, he's lighter than Melnichuk. Yeah, this guarantees him squat gold. We had 10 kilo personal best and put him in a great position to be in silver on prognosis overall.
It looks so good so far. Oh, wow.
And that is surprising. It's the first time we've seen him fight, and perhaps just a lifter who's quick until he isn't.
It looked a bit different when he hit depth at the bottom.
Perhaps just the knowledge of getting those extra kilos and the squat medal were a bit too much. But he still secured the bronze on squats. Now, definitely walking away with squat gold, Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine with that 325. But now to push his squat and his total 5 extra kilos for a 2.5 kilo personal best on squat, 330 kilos on the bar as his last squat as a junior.
Chasing that 900 total today.
And he is on great pace to do so. 3 white lights, a good lift, a lovely third attempt, and walks away with squat gold. Now, our penultimate squat of the entire championships. Simon Krau from Czechia, 332.5 kilos. Squat silver already secured. This won't change that, but gives him a 10 kilo personal best.
Wow, the effort he's putting in.
Amazing. I can't say I expected that. What a phenomenal grind from Krau. And a good lift. 3 white lights. And how well deserved is that?
There were absolutely no way anyone's want to get. What? What is that grind?
I am absolutely lost for
Crazy
words.
squat.
I sat back and had accepted the fact that he hadn't got that lift.
Yeah, who would have guessed he could get that one?
Now our final squat of the entire competition, and it is by far the heaviest. 400 kilos for Bjorn Andre Sattered Vesterby from Norway. Be a 10 kilo personal best. He didn't get his second. Was not a strength issue. Has chosen to go up 20 kilos anyway for that huge milestone of 400 kilos. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's going out on his shield for the last squat of the whole championship. 400 kilos for Bjorn.
Oh, and he stands it up.
Let's wait for the refs.
Oh, the silence.
2 to 1, a good lift, and maybe one of the easiest 400 kilo squats I've ever seen on a third attempt. And what a way to end squats for the championships. Absolutely phenomenal for Sattered Vesterby. And a summary here. The squats in the 120s, Ogun Fowakan from Great Britain with bronze with 312.5 kilos. In silver from Ukraine, Kovac with 325, and from Ukraine also in gold, 330 kilos, Melnichak. And in the 120 plus bronze for squat, we have Hendricks from Belgium with 315. In silver from Czechia, 332.5, Simon Crow. And of course, with that amazing 400 kilo squat from Norway in squat gold, Bjorn Andre Sattered Vesterby. What a squat session it has been to cap off the squats for the championships. We're going to head into a 10-minute break now before bench press. Don't go anywhere, and we will see you then. Hello and welcome back to the 2024 European Junior Powerlifting Championships here in Pilsen, Czech Republic. We are about to head into the bench press for the 120B group, followed immediately by the 120A and 120 plus. And this will be the final bench session of the championships. But don't worry, we have a lot of lifters to go through, so don't be too sad too quickly. We have a lot of great benching coming up. The record in the 120 stands at 253 kilos. That belongs to Jonah Weindijk from Germany, who's not here today. Kicking us off, we have Luka Grcina from Croatia, 135 kilos. I'm wondering, I didn't hear the press command. No, it was there. 3 white lights, a good lift. Which is really odd because I heard the start and the rack command. But as long as he hears it, that's what matters.
And it looks very convincing for an opener.
We now have Robert Brenner Fernandez from Spain opening on his personal best of 152.5 kilos. Clips the rack, but doesn't cause him really any issues. Very quick. 3 white lights. And just see on the replay where he clips the rack, but that only really causes an issue if it either aids the lifter or knocks the bar back down.
He didn't slide, so he might want to stand up a bit further off the rack next time.
The issue is the pins are quite long as well, so it can hit the plates. Sebastian Andrea from Iceland, 155 kilos.
He also grips the rack.
Luckily, 3 white lights, a good lift. I was wondering that if that would count as skipping the command, because it actually went back into the rack completely, but not into the cups. So he's okay there. But like you said, clips. Did very well to hold on to that there. Daniel Attila Nagy from Hungary, 155 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift.
So far, those openers are very speedy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to see. We've seen on bench before where people have had to take it very quickly at the last minute, have to re-rack, or they have to redo the same weight over and over, and you want a weight that you can do all of those things with. So it should all go well. It should look good. 160 kilos for Martin Munkas from Hungary.
What would you say is a good route to choose an opener?
It's an interesting question. I'll answer that just in 1 second. Another pretty comfortable opener there.
Yep.
And a good lift. I'm not a coach myself, so it's hard to say, but it has to be a bench press, in my opinion, that you, on most training sessions, would feel comfortable pressing. Even if it's at the top end of some sessions, you should be able to do it maybe for reps. It depends very much so as well on the lifter. Lightweight women are going to be different to heavyweight men.
Of course.
And after this lifter, I'll get your opinion on it too. So you haven't escaped. Laurits Enemark Du from Denmark, 165 kilos. Lovely and smooth. 3 white lights, a good lift.
I felt like it rebounded a bit on the chest, but seemed like it passed.
So what is a good route to choose an opener to you?
I feel like 2 good rule of thumb would be something you're able to triple, or you could single in Larsen press if the floor is slippery.
Interesting. Okay. I like that. I suppose that also depends on the amount of leg drive a lifter usually uses.
Absolutely. But what you said makes sense. Like, it's something that should go up anyway, whatever the circumstances.
170 kilos for Robert Gudbrandsson from Iceland. A little bit segmented. I don't think the bar dipped. No. 3 white lights. Let's have a look at that again. Are you do you know what happened there?
I have no clue, to be honest. I feel like he pressed very vertically. That's the only thing I know.
I think maybe he thought he was done and then realized he'll need to stretch his arms out a little bit more, maybe.
Maybe, but when he walked out, it didn't seem to comprehend what just happened, so
Very strange.
let's see how the second one moves.
Yeah, we'll have to. Maciej Samborski from Poland, our heaviest opener of this flight, 187.5 kilos, opening 2.5 above his personal best. That's a good lift, 3 white lights. That concludes our opening attempts with all 8 lifters getting a bench in on the board. Samborski currently leading, followed by Gudbrandsson and Dew. Subject to change as attempts come in and the second flight comes through.
And we haven't seen any depth issues. It's good to see those bigger guys adapt to the rule.
Yeah, we usually see the bigger lifters adopting quite a heavy sink. Even before the rule came in, that was generally how they used to bench. Luka Grancina from Croatia, 142.5. 7.5 kilo jump from his opener. Three white lights, a good lift. Robert Brenner Fernandez from Spain, 160 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump from his opener. It's a good lift. It was a little harder there than his opener. Perhaps coming to his top end of strength.
Yeah. I'll be conservative for the next jump if I were the Spanish coach.
I would agree with that. There's no need to overextend on bench press, especially if you're not fighting for those medals. 162.5 kilos for Sebastian Dreher from Iceland. 7.5 kilo jump for a 2.5 kilo personal best.
Great control.
Almost did the same thing again there in throwing the bar back into the rack, but like you said, has such good control of the bar, he avoids doing so. Look how far back he ends with the bar.
165 kilos. Power is loaded. Very good, Daniel.
It's a good lift. Daniel Telenagi from Hungary, 165 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. This will be a 2.5 kilo personal best. Two to one, a good lift.
Yeah, I've seen the hips rise a bit, so I'm not surprised by that yellow.
Let's have a look from the side, see if there was actual lifting, or if it just was the hips shifting.
I feel like there's still contact, but he misused his leg drive a bit.
Interesting. It will remain a good lift. Mate Munkas from Hungary, 170 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener for 5 kilo personal best. Bit of a tough second attempt.
But better use of the leg drive, because no loss of power at the hips, everything goes through the whole body to finish in the bar.
Do you think a variable of that perhaps is that he doesn't opt really for much of an arch as well?
It might be. It might be. It also depends on the fit position on the floor though.
The more we know. 172.5 kilos for Laurits Enmark Due from Denmark. 7.5 kilo jump.
That seemed easy.
Yeah, it was. It's a good lift. 3 white lights. And leg drive, honestly, just a component of bench press that not all lifters know how to utilize or works for them.
The bench press is such a technical lift. So many components: joint stacking, setup, leg drive, tension, arching.
Yeah, it's why often when we see a lifter fail on their second attempt, we can't judge most of the time too quickly if it's strength or not. In most cases, that is. Robert Gudbrandsson from Iceland, 180 kilos.
Still segmented.
Yeah, a very interesting sticking point on bench there, especially as we've seen it from his opener.
I think I'm noticing something, but I want to see the replay. Look at the elbows. Reopening and then going to the front again.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And when you don't have the elbows right under the bar, it's very hard to press.
Perhaps it's the case that he trains on a softer pad or is just used to a different position because of that. So bench press is the pad generally vary depending on the one you're using. You know, some more firm, some softer, and different athletes prefer different things. 200 kilos for Maciej Samborski from Poland. 12.5 kilo jump from his opener. Our final second attempt. It's a bit scrappy. No, good lift, 3 white lights. He's going to want to be careful though. His left heel looked like it was almost up. Something you need to be very wary of. Any lifting of the head, glute or feet is a yellow. And heading into the third round of bench press, Samborski leading, followed by Gudbranson and Dew. Of course, subject to change as we see the A group come through afterwards. We head into third attempts now. 147.5 kilos for Luka Gracina from Croatia for his third and final bench press.
That is for sure a third attempt.
3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, you know, there's no prizes won for easiest looking third attempt. Taking what you have on the day and pushing yourself, especially if you're not in a position to fight for any of those medals. Robert Brenner Fernandez from Spain, 162.5 kilos, opting for a 2.5 kilo jump. For a new personal best. Matches old personal best on his opening attempt. So this would extend it by 10 kilos today should he get this.
That's a nice looking third.
3 white lights, a good lift.
The Spanish team took the safe route, as they should, and they go 3 for 3 in the bench press event.
$170 kilos for Sebastian Dreyer from Iceland. A 7.5 kilo jump from his second for a new personal best. And his liftings looked really good so far. Just clipped the rack on his opener, but second still looked pretty smooth.
If he clips the rack a bit less every time, this time he won't touch it. So let's hope for the best for Sebastian.
And you're right, it was a little bit less than last time. 3 white lights, a good lift.
I'm out here noticing trends.
172.5 kilos for Mate Munkas from Hungary. Another lifter opting for the sensible, conservative jump for a personal best. What a phenomenal effort, but no, unfortunately not. And our first missed lift of the entire flight. And a pretty big feat to get that far in one of the heavier weight classes bench sessions and not see a missed lift.
True. That leg drive was so forceful, the upper body couldn't control.
Daniel Attila Nagy from Hungary, 172.5 kilos for his third and final attempt.
Not so bad this time.
No, it's very comfortable. He does get a yellow from the side referee. So we'll have a look at that angle here in the replay. As we know, the jury will be as well. It's so quick, it's so hard to see if it lifted or it just showed some daylight from behind.
It looks worse than the second, but he might still have kept contact.
And the jury don't seem too fussed by that, so I think he actually might be okay. Lauritz Enemark due from Denmark, 177.5 kilos for a new personal best.
We would be fine with only one missed attempt in the third round for sure.
And again, another lovely looking third attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift. And just 2 lifters remaining to complete the lot before we head into the second flight. $185 kilos for Robert Gudbranson from Iceland. For a new personal best. 5 kilo jump from his second.
The second was quite hard, still very segmented. Hoping for the best, no downwards movement. It's gonna be a fight, Roberts.
Oh, that is a fantastic effort from Gudbranson. And it is a good lift, 3 white lights. Did not have another kilo in him.
You could have made a case for lack of depth on those elbows, if you ask me.
Well, let's be glad that the referees did not ask you.
True.
Our final lifter of this first flight, Maciej Samborski from Poland, 205 kilos. 5 kilo jump for a new personal best.
Chin down, chest up, while he racks the bar.
No, unfortunately not there, but only 2 missed lifts amongst 8 lifters is a pretty good session, I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
And I'm not sure the same case will be for the next flight where they'll be pushing each other for medals, but we can always hope. We can see Samborski from the B group currently leading ahead with 200, but that's subject to change as we now head into the A group for the 120s as well as the 120 plus category. There are subtotals, but of course, that only being half of them, it is subject to change. We head straight into the second flight now, and kicking us off, we have Giel Hendricks from Belgium, 172.5 kilos.
He did so well in the squad event. Going 3 for 3. Only after a year competing.
Three white lights, a good lift. Now have Timmy Ogunfowokan from Great Britain. 180 kilos. Just missed out on his final squat, but is still in a great position to fight for that silver overall with Karel, as well as Cholstal and even Blackwood. It's going to be a tight race for the silver and bronze medal. Wow, and just like his squat opener, barely registers. 3 white lights.
Yeah, it looks good. And you're right, it's only a 5 kilo spread between the third and the sixth at the moment. Very tight race for the podium.
Very, very close. And the second currently held by Ju from the B group, but obviously as the attempts come in, he will drop down and the others will come up. So even closer than it sounds right now, even. Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, a contender for podium overall, 180 kilos for his opening bench. Another lovely easy opener. 3 white lights.
Yeah, the roller coaster of a squat session, but the bench press is starting well.
Yeah, didn't get his opener due to depth. Got his second, didn't get his third, but then was overturned by the jury to a good lift. So, rightly said, a roller coaster. Santeri Passanen from Finland, 180 kilos.
Wait, you advise.
3 white lights, a good lift.
Arnold is in weight for Ilya Kovac from Ukraine.
We now have Ilya Kovac from Ukraine, 180 kilos, upped his opener by 10 kilos. I'm sure he's trying to close the gap so he can also chase podium if possible. Currently 15 kilos behind those fighting.
In those classes, it's not unrealistic.
No, not at all. That honestly is one missed lift and one big push. So with a lovely bench opener like that, he is on good pace to try and chase them. Lovely soft touch from one of the bigger athletes there. Don't often see that. We now have Stepan Knapp from Czechia, 180 kilos for his opening bench press. The youngest in the flight of 120 pluses at 20 years old. Also the lightest, weighing in at 129.23.
That is very explosive.
Yeah, really comfortable opener. 3 white lights. It was 20 kilos below his personal best, so nice and conservative.
I can surely imagine making a 15 kilo jump on this one for the second.
It was very easy. 182.5 kilos for Simon Crow from Czechia. A bit of a challenging opener, but it still looked very good. And it is 3 white lights.
Yeah, it didn't look easy in comparison, but for an opener, it's a fair one.
Certainly how I'd expect a second to move more than a first, but who's to say they don't all end up moving like that. 190 kilos for Josh Pearson from Great Britain, 5 kilos below his personal best.
He saved some gas only attempting 2 squats.
And I think it was the right decision to do. There's no point tanking the energy for that. He's got a big deadlift on him. A good lift, 3 white lights. It's a comfortable opener. Mats Hoyo Cholsdal from Norway, 190 kilos. 3 Norwegian lifters back to back on their openers. 2-1, a good lift. Let's just look at that in the replay to see if we can catch what that yellow was. Ooh, yeah, that actually did seem to come up.
Yeah, that's a yellow for sure.
It's in the hand of the jury. So unless we see a change, it will remain a good lift. 190 kilos for Bjorn André Sotterud Vesterby from Norway. Very comfortable and plenty of energy after that lovely 400 kilo squat that he had. And it seems like Cholsdal's got away with a pretty clear butt lift on his opener.
Yeah, surprising to say the least.
But that is up to the jury, and of course there's 3 of them, so all of them have to be in agreement, it has to be unanimous. Christian Ekhaugen from Norway, 210 kilos, X'd out his second and third squats. I imagine he's looking for a bench medal, and this puts him in good contention for one of those. He's lighter than Melnichuk. And it's very comfortable.
Yeah, he's going to be aiming for a medal for sure. That looked perfect.
Three white lights, a good lift.
With a bit of a close grip.
I often think that, and then I realize that the ring for the bigger lifters just looks a lot closer than it does for me, weighing more around 57.
But for the whole hand to be inside the rings for a bigger guy,
yeah,
it's pretty close.
See another lifter opting for that sort of grip here as well. Kolta Karel from Estonia, opening on 210 kilos, moving him immediately into bench press gold as he is lighter than Ekhaugen.
And that grip seems to be working very well.
He does get a yellow from the center referee for his heels lifting, apparently. Oh yeah, it does look like his heels are off of the ground, which is not allowed.
The jury's looking at it, maybe.
Like we said, they have to be unanimous. It's a 3-man jury. For now, it remains a good lift. And we move on to our final opener. Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 220 kilos. Moves him into bench press gold for the time being.
Nice opener by the clear favorite of the day in the 120s.
It's a good lift, 3 white lights, and he is looking very strong today. And that concludes our opening attempt, with a couple of lifters getting somewhat lucky with their opening attempts, I have to say.
Yeah, at least 2.
Ekhaugen in bronze, Karel in silver for the 120s, and Melnichuk in gold. And in the 120 plus, we have Knapp in bronze, Kral in silver, and Sotterud Vesterby in gold. Yeah, at least 2. Giel Hendricks from Belgium, 180 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift.
We're not used to personal best moving like that.
No, he's shown that all day so far, moving everything so quickly. $187.5 kilos for Andrew Blackwood from Ireland.
He needs every kilo he can grab. and this tight battle for podium position.
27.5 kilos separates second and sixth so far, and 15 kilos separates second and seventh. Medals, overall placings, and team points are up for grabs. And it's a lovely looking second attempt for Blackwood. And it is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Yeah, that looked very good for a second, especially when his personal best is 192.5.
Ilya Kovac from Ukraine, 187.5 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump for a 2.5 kilo personal best.
Wow, okay.
No funny business on the platform. Benches, gets off. 3 white lights, a good lift. He was not waiting around.
He knew.
Yeah, he knew it was good. Timmy Ogunfoakan from Great Britain, 190 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. With a big deadlift, he's trying to set pace with Karel heading into deadlift so that he can put on what he needs, pull for that silver if he's in the position to do so. And a 5 kilo personal best, moving like air. 3 white lights. We saw with his squat it was quick until it wasn't, so I'm wondering if that is the case with his bench press.
Maybe the jump was greedy in the squat and we couldn't realize it because we don't know him enough.
Yeah, absolutely could be the case. Santeri Passanen from Finland, 192.5 kilos. 12.5 kilo jump from his opener for a 10 kilo personal best.
And that actually moved well.
It is a good lift, 3 white lights.
It's a big jump, 12.5 on the bench press. I think it's Matt Grady who has theory crafted in his book that it is the biggest jump, the biggest safe jump that you could make on bench press for things not to go south. He made statistics on it.
Wow. It seems like he got it bang on there. Simon Crow from Czechia, 192.5 kilos. Ooh, that is a big fight for his second, but he does manage to lock it out. And it moves him into bench press gold for the time being if it's successful, and it is.
That was a fast press command.
And we thought his opener looked hard, but he still managed to fight that second through. I'm not sure how much he still has left in the tank, but...
As it looks, not much, but we've been surprised before.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Pearson from Great Britain, 195 kilos. 5 kilo jump to match his personal best.
Oh, and her third looks very imaginable this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, I can't imagine we won't see him for that third attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift.
What would you do here? The smallest PR possible or a +5?
I think 2.5 is the safe option, especially if he's going to be pushing for those podium positions, but it's obviously up to the discretion of what Team GB and Josh think he has. What would you say?
I think 2.52 because they're fighting Italy, Belgium, and some big teams for final placings. So, yeah, conservative.
Stepan Knapp, 195 kilos.
Wow.
Very, very comfortable. 3 white lights.
Good lift. 200 kilos loaded for Matt. Bar is loaded. Good in Matt.
Mats Høylo Trollsdal from Norway jumps 10 kilos to 200 for his second attempt. And moved very well for a match personal best for Trollsdal.
Right squeeze.
Those lights are keeping us patient. We're gonna see the flags.
Sorry, no lift.
And 2 to 1, a no lift, unfortunately. Let's have a look at what those could have been for. I imagine if it's from both sides, it must have been yellows.
Yeah, either the butt or the heels, maybe.
We now have Bjorn Andre Sattered Vesterby from Norway, 200 kilos to move him back into bench press gold in the 120 pluses. And this would guarantee him at least silver. With plenty left in the tank as well.
He's really good. He is on point today.
Yeah, and it was 2 yellows for Trollsdal, which is why he didn't get the 200 kilos.
Focus second attempt of quarter. Bar is loaded.
Kota Karel from Estonia, 220 kilos to move into bench press gold in the 120s for the time being, with Eek Haugen and Melnichuk to follow. Every kilo counts for Karel as he is pushing for podium position.
Good lift.
3 white lights, a good lift and very comfortable still.
242.5 for this time. Lift loaded.
Back-to-back boosts where things are going well so far in the bench press event.
Christian Eek Haugen from Norway, 222.5 kilos to move into bench press gold. Ahead of Karel with Melnichuk to follow. These will be our bench medalists. We're just not too sure in which order quite yet.
Come in, Christian.
3 white lights, a good lift. Our final second attempt, we have Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 227.5 kilos to move back into bench press gold. Ahead of Eek Haugen.
One of the biggest benchers, making one of the smallest jump of the round.
Seemed like the good decision to do though. 3 white lights, a good lift and moves back into bench press gold.
Yeah, I think after this one you just load like 230, 2.5 to play for the gold medal and not too much to not overreach.
Yeah, he's got a good lead right now. Melnichuk leading the 120s, followed by Haugen and Karel. Those will be the medalists for 120s. 120 plus, Sutterved Vesterby leading, followed by Knapp and Kral. Again, those will be the medalists, but in which order, we're not sure for the 120 pluses. Giel Hendricks from Belgium, 185 kilos for a new personal best. Or should I say another new personal best?
Oh, this one's on the line. Almost. His first missed attempt of the day. Let's hope it doesn't stop his momentum because he's been great today.
Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, 192.5 kilos. 5 kilo jump to match his personal best. Put himself in a good position to fight for podium heading into deadlifts. These 5 kilos certainly will help.
A great deadlift battle on the horizon looking at those prognosis.
And it's a lovely third attempt for Blackwood. And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Setting him up nicely for what's to follow.
I think just saying to his coach there that his feet were slipping quite a lot. So did very well to continue pushing through that. And your feet are allowed to slip as long as they don't lift. Not helpful, but it's allowed. Timmy Ogunfoakan from Great Britain, 195 kilos. A 5 kilo jump from his second. Another lifter fighting for podium. 5 extra kilos here, 5 kilos he won't have to put on his deadlift.
And this time on paper it doesn't look like overreaching. 5 kilos seems to be in his alley, so we'll see.
Yeah, and that is plenty smooth. 3 white lights, a good lift. And a personal best.
He seemed underwhelmed for a personal best.
Ilya Kovac from Ukraine, 195 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump for a new personal best. Three white lights, a good lift. Simon Kral from Czechia, 197.5 kilos in an attempt to move from bench press bronze into silver, ahead of Knapp, with Knapp to follow. Bit of a Czech v Czech battle. Oh, that is a phenomenal fight from Simon.
And the support from the home crowd comes in.
3 white lights, a good lift, and one of the best bench grinds I've seen this competition. To not let the bar dip or your glutes go up in a fight like that is so impressive. 200 kilos in the bar for Josh Pearson of Great Britain, a personal best and a big milestone one at that, to be able to bench 200 kilos.
Not many people could say that, even in sports.
Yeah, especially as a junior. And wouldn't it be sweet to get this as his last bench as a junior lifter?
Let's see it, Josh.
Oh, there's a big fight and he's not given up yet. And he doesn't. 3 white lights, a good lift, and what a way to cap off his junior benching.
That was a great effort.
Another phenomenal grind. Look at that. $200 kilos for Santeri Pesanen from Finland. Another lifter going for that big milestone. Another big grind, but today unfortunately not there.
Yeah, this one was gonna be tough.
He, however, does have another year left in the juniors, so he can definitely come back for that before he heads into the opens. Matt Holjo Kjølsdal from Norway, 202.5 kilos. Missed 200 on his second, has gone up 2.5 kilos anyway. Looking to stay as close to the podium as he can to fight if anybody messes up. Separation in those top few starting to become a little clearer now, but if he gets this lift, he gets just that bit closer. Yeah, and I saw the leg drive shoot the hips up from the front, and so I can only imagine what that looks like from the side.
Yeah, it was not a great sign. Let's see the replay. Yeah, this time, no way to argue against it.
So loses quite a few kilos there and potentially knocks himself out the fight for podium, but we'll have to see how everything unfolds. It's very close at the top. Stepan Knapp from Czechia, 205 kilos to move himself from bench bronze into gold for the time being, with Sutherred Vesterby to follow in the 120 pluses for a new personal best. No, unfortunately not there today, so we'll still remain in bronze, which means Kral, his teammate, walks away with silver. We now have Bjorn Andre Sutherred Vesterby from Norway, 207.5 kilos. Already has bench gold. This will be for a 2.5 kilo personal best, and should he get his opening deadlift in, already a 907.5 kilo total. And just like his third squat, pretty comfortable. And a good lift.
He has a sizable gap between him and the other members of the podium at the moment.
Yeah, 77.5 kilos, maybe just a little bit too much today to catch up on, unless something goes horrifically wrong.
But he still needs to score his opener. And we've seen sensations before.
You're right, you're right. Can't count your eggs.
Is that how you say it?
No, it's not. I realised as soon as I said you can't count your chickens. Or your eggs, don't count anything. Kolta Karel from Estonia, 230 kilos to move into bench press gold from bronze in the 120s.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was translating him from France and I was like, Come on.
No, unfortunately not. You know what? It's embarrassing enough to get called out, but by a non-native speaker of my own language, it's...
My bad, Amelia.
No, it's fine. I need to be called out. I'm flappable. It happens, you know. Happens often, actually, if I have to say. $232.5 kilos for Christian Eek Haugen from Norway, and looking for that bench press gold. 232.5 moves him ahead of Melnichuk. With Melnichuk to follow. 10 kilo jump from his second. Still below his personal best, a big PB of 242.5, so hopefully within his wheelhouse. incredible
Wow.
effort from Eek Haugen, and I think that was the perfect number.
Yeah, you're right.
3 white lights, a good lift, and moves into bench press gold.
Great way to adapt on the day when the personal best isn't there. Don't force it.
Yeah, you've got to take what you have on the day, not your PBs, not what the plan was. What you have on the day is what's there. Our final bench press of the entire competition, 235 kilos for Taras Melnichuk. For a personal best, moves him into bench press gold. It's a bit of a push, but I think as his last competition as a junior, he's just looking to collect PBs as well. He's so far ahead of the competition.
Come on, and I think
Wow.
there you have it. The biggest bench out of the 206 junior lifters of this championship.
Absolutely incredible. A good lift, 3 white lights, another personal best, and puts himself 62.5 kilos ahead of second place.
That
heading
seems
into deadlifts.
comfortable.
Yeah, I think he's got the wiggle room to try some numbers there. And a quick summary here in bench press bronze with 220 kilos, Karel from Estonia. In silver, we have 232.5 from Norway, Eek Haugen. And in bench press gold, Melnichuk from Ukraine for 235. And in the 120 pluses, 195 from Nat of Czechia. In silver, Krau from Czechia with 197.5. And in bench press gold with 207.5 from Norway, Satverd Vesterby. Quick look at the subtotals there in the 120s as they stand. But we're going to head into a 10-minute break now. It is so close in the 120s. You'll have to find out in 10 minutes how it plays out. We'll see you then. Hello and welcome back to the final session of the 2024 European Junior Powerlifting Championships here in Pilsen, Czechia. And what a championships it's been as well, Alex.
Absolutely, and the ending is going to be very exciting. Everything to play for.
Yeah.
2 podiums and team podium.
Yeah, there's a lot it comes down to here. We have 2 flights as we have the whole session. The first flight of the 120B group, followed by the 120A group, mixed in with the 4 120 pluses. You can see the running order right now, a big stretch from 2:35 to 3:30. And kicking us off, we have Robert Gudbranson from Iceland, 235 kilos.
Deadlift.
3 white lights, a good lift.
I can feel it. The ground is going to shake for this session of deadlift.
Yeah, well, it's only getting heavier from here, so I suppose lift your feet up.
Larsen commentary.
We now have Daniel Attila Nagy from Hungary, 250 kilos.
Got me worried there.
Yeah, me too. Bit of a wobbly lockout, but 3 white lights. Let's have a look at that again.
It looked better from the side than from the front, but still a bit wobbly.
Sebastian Dreyer from Iceland, opening just 2.5 kilos below his personal best with 262.5. And with this, will also give him a 22.5 kilo total PB. Three white lights, a good lift.
That looked like a strongman deadlift.
Yes, minus the hitching, luckily. Now lots of strong men do come from Iceland.
That's true.
Mata Munkas from Hungary, 265 kilos.
The most well-known being Aftor Bjornsson, the mountain of Game of Thrones.
Lovely, easy opener there. And a good lift, 3 white lights. And I wandered through the warm-up room earlier, and in the 120 and 120 plus sessions, I usually feel dwarfed, but particularly by the Icelandic coaching and lifting team. Very, very tall individuals. Luka Grezina from Croatia, 270 kilos.
Too tall for the camera. Reasonable opener.
3 white lights.
Il aura 209 kilos loaded for match A, symboliquement.
Maciej Samborski from Poland. Opening on 290 kilos. A little bit of turbulence on the way up, some shaking in the knees, but still moved well, a good lift.
Bonus loaded.
297.5 kilos for Robert Brenner Fernandez from Spain. Down his opener, upped his opener from 290, so up to 7.5 kilos. Already with his opener will give him a 10 kilo personal best in total. So quick, we almost missed it, wow.
His opener. The lift.
Seemed like a great call to increase the opener.
Good lift, 3 white lights. Yeah, very snappy. Lawrence Ennemark Ju from Denmark, 330 kilos. Our heaviest opener of this first flight.
He's clearly here to shake up the nomination rankings.
Yeah, this is a big opening attempt. The European and world junior record in the 120s being 385.5 for deadlift. So way off that, but
His personal best being 360.
yeah, it's a big deadlift. And definitely potentially could take a deadlift medal.
Considering how this one looked, yeah, for sure. And he might be aiming at a top 6 finish too.
That would be very impressive. And it's hard to do both that top 6 finish, but also getting an individual medal, more so even from the B group, because you don't have the foresight to be able to see what the other lifters are putting on. You just have to put the best day up possible you can. And we go through to the second round of deadlifts, all 8 lifters securing a total. Jumping 20 kilos, Robert Gudbranson of Iceland, 255 kilos to match his personal best.
Definitely looks harder than the first.
Yeah, definitely slowed down there. 20 kilos definitely can have that effect. I can definitely see a few more kilos in the tank if they make sensible decisions in jumps.
Like what, 7.5 maybe?
Yeah, I personally wouldn't go any higher than 7.5. Daniel Attila Nagy from Hungary, 270 kilos. 20 kilo jump from his opener. Very smooth looking second. 3 white lights, a good lift.
No more wobble at the top, which makes it more convincing.
Yeah, I think we were just seeing a bit of a speed wobble on his opener. That extra 20 kilos slowed him down just enough to stop it. Sebastian Dreyer from Iceland, 272.5 kilos, taking 10 kilo jump from his opener for a 7.5 kilo personal best on his deadlift and a 10 kilo personal best on his total.
Very segmented deadlift.
3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, a bit of a double lockout at the top. Still a good amount of kilos left in there, I think, as long as he can continue locking it out. Mata Munkas from Hungary, taking a 20 kilo jump to 285 for a 5 kilo personal best.
He took his time for that one, and it paid off.
3 white lights, a good lift. Luka Grdzina from Croatia, jumping 17.5 kilos to 287.5 for his second attempt. A 2.5 kilo personal best should he make this. Having a bit of trouble at lockout there. 2 to 1, a good lift. He does get a call for that lockout from the left side referee. Let's have a look at that replay. Tell me what you think there.
Yeah, it doesn't look that convincing. I can understand one red.
But I believe the lift will stay, so all good for now. Just need to watch out for that on his third. Maciej Samborski from Poland, 310 kilos, a 20 kilo jump from his opener.
It is hard.
Yeah, 20 kilos perhaps a bit overzealous of a jump for today. He didn't seem to hinge down too much. His hips shot up a little bit.
Yeah, he couldn't wedge enough.
Robert Brenner Fernandez from Spain, 315 kilos, 17.5 kilo jump from his opener. This will be for a 10 kilo personal best in deadlift to further extend his total PB. Three white lights, a good lift.
This was already a personal best, but it looks like he has room for more.
Yeah, plenty of power in that deadlift. And it seems like Samborski has X'd out his last attempt. Just too heavy for today. We have our final second attempt now before heading through to the third round of deadlifts, where the bar will be brushed down in between every attempt. Lauritz Enemark from Denmark, 352.5 kilos, a 22.5 kilo jump from his opener. Definitely in a good position for a deadlift medal, should this move well. Wow, and it moves very well. And I actually think on nominations he has the biggest deadlift of not just the B group but the A group as well.
Yeah, with a 20 kilo margin.
So even from the B group he might be in a position, if he puts something, I say big, even bigger on his third, you know, he could walk away with deadlift gold from the B group.
I think he will load something close to his PB, maybe 357 or 360.
I think probably 360 and above. He probably wants to do as much as he can to be as high on the total leaderboard as well as potentially push for deadlift gold. We'll have a see there. Yep, 360 goes in. Robert Gudbrandsson from Iceland, 265 kilos. A 10 kilo jump for his final pro of the day. For a new PB on both deadlift and on total.
And he asked for that contagious crowd's energy for the last pull for Robert.
That is a phenomenal effort, but I just don't think he's locked out there at the end.
He almost got it. Just 1% too heavy, maybe.
Sebastian Dreyer from Iceland, 280 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump from his second for a new personal best on deadlift and total. Second attempt a little segmented at that lockout, just needs to make sure he can be clear with that lockout. Unfortunately, exactly where we thought he might have trouble there with the lockout. But a great effort.
I don't like how that third round is starting.
No, we have not seen a successful third attempt yet. And we're hoping to see that change with Daniel Attila Nagy from Hungary, who's jumped 15 kilos to 285 for a new personal best of 2.5 kilos on deadlift. And a new total PB as well.
His second looked better than his first.
Let's see if he can break the curse of the third attempts in this flight. And it looks good. And it is 3 white lights, a good lift, and our first successful third attempt. Mata Munkas from Hungary for his third and final attempt. looking for that big milestone deadlift of 300 kilos, a 15-kilo jump from his second for a big deadlift and total PB.
That is a huge milestone, especially as a junior.
Come on.
Big pull from Mate Munkas from Hungary.
Just not there today. Left everything he had on the platform and wanted to give that 300 kilos a go before he aged out. Loses nothing by trying that. Can't blame him for trying. Luka Gradzina from Croatia, 305 kilos. Looking to surpass the 300 kilo mark. Not bothering with the 300 itself, looking to go straight over it here.
That's a big jump, Amelia.
Yeah, it is indeed. 17.5 kilo jump from his second. Equal jump that he had from his first to his second. Wow. He is so close to locking it out, but he's just not quite there.
The hips couldn't go through. Great effort.
And with only one successful third attempt from Nagy so far. Let's see if Robert Brenner Fernandez can change that. His deadlifts have looked rapid so far. 325, 10 kilo jump from his second. I think based off all the seconds, his was the easiest. So it'd be nice to think that he has this in the tank. And that does surprise me.
Only one successful attempt out of all the 7 lifters that have already done their third.
And after such a positive bench session as well. Well, one lifter left to try in this group to get that third attempt, and it is the biggest one at that. We have Laurits Enmark Due from Denmark, 360 kilos. This is matching his personal best, giving him a shot of deadlift gold even with the next group to come, and to give him a total of 840 kilos, which could be enough.
For top 5.
For top 5, yeah.
Talk about beating the odds. Looking at the nomination, it looked like he was hurt during bench press. He increased on all his lifts.
Yeah.
He's competitive with the A group.
Sending a message to say, I want to be there next year in the A group. And it looks like he probably will be.
Oh yeah. Come on, Enmark. Big pull.
Wow. So close to locking it out again, but I think not successful.
Yeah, that left shoulder never went back.
And wow, I mean, even with 352.5, he could be in a good shot of a deadlift medal, maybe even still deadlift gold. We'll have to see how the next flight pans out. But in that flight, only Nagy getting his third deadlift in. Due leading the deadlifts with 352.5, of course, followed by Brenner Fernandez with 315 and Samborski with 290. Subject to change, of course, Due with the best chance there of sneaking into the medals for deadlift. We head straight now into the 120 plus category and the A group for the 120s.
and now the atmosphere in the room is going to change for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can say as well, actually looking at the openers, that Ju had the heaviest opener out of all of the 120s by 15 kilos. So he could walk away with deadlift gold quite easily, actually. We'll have to wait and find out. It is so close in the 120s. 120 plus, a little bit more clear cut how that's going to end up. Still some phenomenal lifting to come from them, but in the 120s, up at the top, we've seen some changes come through, but Melnichuk quite clearly the favourite to win. But Ogunfowokan is in the mix. We have Carell in the mix, Blackwood. We have plenty of other names in the mix. The scoreboard is a little all over the place now with as many lifters as we do have. Pearson could jump in there. It is really anybody's game for podium at this point, and kicking us off, Santeri Passanen from Finland, 280 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift.
That perk type of belt placing seemed to be working for him.
Well, you say perk, it's a lot more common in the 120 and 120 pluses than anywhere else. More unusual to see from a 74.
Yep.
Just tends to be wherever they can brace comfortably. Ilya Kovac from Ukraine, 280 kilos.
That seemed light.
Three white lights, a good lift.
I'm itching to see those deadlifts.
Yeah, there are some big deadlifts coming up, and they're each going to be so important for that finishing number and placing. Christian Ekhaugen from Norway, 285 kilos. Nice and comfortable. Three white lights, a good lift. Yeah, you can see again here that high belt position, a lot more common in the heavier weight classes.
Because some of these bigger guys are fighting against their stomach to get into position at the bottom. So being braced up a bit more gets it even harder to get into position.
The clock is ticking down for Kolta Karel from Estonia, 290 kilos, but I can't see him in the wings, and I don't imagine that is for any sort of tactical reason. I think perhaps just late to the to the platform, and that is going to hurt him, especially as he is fighting for a podium position. Perhaps a fumble from the coaching team there. They really should be the ones keeping an eye on the clock. Bad news for Team Estonia, good news for Team Great Britain, Team Ireland.
Let's hope it's nothing along the lines of an injury in the warm-up room.
No, and I imagine we would have heard something by now if it was the case. We'll keep our eye out for any new information on that, but as it stands, Kolta Karel from Estonia is timed out of his opening attempt, and that is concerning on many accounts. Well, the bar... Oh, and instantly the weight has gone up, so whether they missed that or it was tactical, I don't know. They have upped it 15 kilos. Didn't even see anyone there. It's like a ghost team.
Maybe they wanted to change the opener, but they put it in late, so they didn't want to pull the first.
They would still should pull the first to get that total.
I would agree.
Anyway, Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, 300 kilos, has dropped his opener 10. Perhaps just moving a little slower than he'd want. As I mentioned, feeling a bit under the weather today. Wants to secure that total. And it's a good lift, 3 white lights.
300 as well for Max. Arms loaded.
$300 kilos for Mats Hoilo Cholsdal from Norway. That is a good lift, 3 white lights. Very popular opening attempt. 5 of the lifters taking 300 kilos for their opening attempt, which means the following 3 will take it. And the following 3 all in the 120 plus category. First of which, Simon Krau from Czechia, 300 kilos.
Very wide conventional.
3 white lights, a good lift. I was trying to figure out if it was wide or maybe just because he's so tall. It is slightly wider
Compared to
than
his
his
shoulder,
shoulder.
yeah, it looks a bit wide. Nonetheless, if it's working, it's working.
Absolutely. Whatever's comfortable. Bjorn Andre Sutred Vesterby from Norway, 300 kilos. And he didn't even give me a chance to say his long name. 3 white lights, a good lift. Maybe that's the game he plays. Let me lift before the commentator can say my 4-named name.
Whatever you say, Amelia. Here's 300 kilos.
Stepan Nat from Czechia, 300 kilos on the bar. Our last lifter to take this as their opener. Three white lights, a good lift. Very comfortable looking opener in that. Giel Hendricks from Belgium, 302.5 kilos for his opening attempt.
He had great momentum after squat. Bench didn't end well.
Still upped his opener though from 290, so 12.5 kilos up there. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, it's moving well. Looks like he regained composure and he's full on in the match.
3 deadlift openers remaining, 2 of which are the British athletes. Team Britain renowned recently for big deadlifters, and the 120s are no exception. Timmy Ogunfowaken from Great Britain, 310 kilos.
And Timmy, Taras and Josh are the only 3 lifters who might be fighting for a medal in the deadlift with Ennemark from Denmark of the B group.
And that was lightning fast, 3 white lights, a good lift. Let's have a look at that again.
Really strong deadlift.
315 kilos for Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine. With this opening deadlift, it would give him an 880 total. So, like you said, chasing that 900 kilo total, I'm sure. Three white lights, a good lift.
And just this one might secure him the win.
I think that would definitely secure him the win. It's a huge ask from here for anybody else to catch him. 47.5 kilos is the next closest thing. Our final opening attempt, 315 kilos for Josh Pearson from Great Britain.
Come on, Josh.
Very comfortable opener for Josh. Can't imagine too much wrong with that.
Me neither.
Looks like a pretty textbook opener. And it is a good lift, 3 white lights.
It's going to be a deadlift battle, but I think it's going to be hard for anyone to try and grab NMR's gold medal in the deadlift from
Yeah.
looking at what we've seen.
And they won't be pushing each other for that. The only person that really has the freedom to do that is Melnichuk. And we move into our second attempt, Ilya Kovac from Ukraine, attempting 300 kilos. Now in our second attempt, no lifters below 300 kilos. $20 jump from his opener for a milestone personal best. Well, that is tough. Manages to lock it out. Is it good enough for the referees? No, unfortunately. The left side referee not happy with the lockout. The right hand side referee not happy that it wasn't a smooth movement. Just thinks he used his legs to assist him there.
I can understand both lights, to be fair.
Yeah, so does not stand for now.
And now we've got the Estonian on the platform.
Yes, and I do want to know the story there, but he is here for his second attempt. Didn't come out for the 290, instantly upped it to 305. Perhaps mistimed warm-ups and needed the extra time. Let's hope that risk pays off, because otherwise he's in a pretty sticky situation. Somebody who is fighting for podium. And I'm not convinced by that lockout, but it's not me you have to convince. But the people you do have to convince aren't either, unfortunately.
I would 100% get behind that call.
And it just seems silly to me, whether it was a mistake or not, to not secure that total with that first attempt. Of course, we don't know the reasonings right now. 307.5 kilos for Christian Ikaugen from Norway. Nice looking attempt for Christian, and a good lift, 3 white lights.
Once again, very loaded for us. 120 plus.
Stepan Knapp from Czechia, 310 kilos, a 10-kilo jump from his opening attempt. It's a good lift, 3 white lights.
Most of these guys are looking strong at the moment. Let's hope the scenario doesn't repeat itself during the third round.
$315 kilos for Santeri Passanen, a big jump of 35 kilos here for his second attempt.
Yeah, that was going to be a big ask for Santeri Passanen.
Yeah, I was going to say his opener looked good, but I don't think anywhere near good enough for a 35-kilo jump to be justifiable. You know, those lifters with the biggest deadlifts at the top, I don't think any of them made anywhere near that kind of jump.
That's a very big jump. Very unusual.
Yeah, and it seems like a bit of a weird choice from the team coaches there.
I
but
can really think of only like 2 or 3 names that are used to making those jumps.
Exactly. So it'd be hard to come back to in his third. Hoyo Cholsdal from Norway, 315 with a more sensible 15-kilo jump. And that is a good lift, 3 white lights. And after a myriad of misses, it's good to see a successful attempt. $320 kilos for Andrew Blackwood from Ireland. Still fighting for podium, especially with some names maybe out of the hat now. Of course, one of those being Karel. Makes it slightly easier for Blackwood to push for that position. No, unfortunately not. I think just struggling with some grip issues there. I think a hook gripper, it seems. And what I mean by hook grip is if you try to hide your thumb underneath all your other 4 fingers, that is the kind of grip that Andrew is holding the bar with there.
Do you think there's a slight chance he might be playing games?
No, I'm not sure he would take that risk. I think that genuinely was just him missing grip there.
Okay.
Simon Crow from Czechia taking a 20-kilo jump to 320. Moves him into deadlift gold in the 120 pluses for the time being, with Sottewed, Vesterby and Hendricks to follow. Phenomenal effort. The opener was hard. And I think...
It just didn't wait for the command.
Yeah, and unfortunately gets the rainbow of infractions there. A yellow from the left-hand side, a red from the center, and a blue from the right.
I like that. He gets the rainbow. I'm learning every day with Emilia.
Bjorn André Sassered Vesterby from Norway managed to get his name in before he got his attempt in this time. 322.5 kilos, a 22.5 kilo jump.
That looked comfortable for a second.
Yeah, it was still very quick. A good lift, 3 white lights.
And this is where experience gets you.
Yeah, and he is far from catchable. You know, he has an 80-kilo lead currently. And that's probably only going to get bigger heading into the third round. Gio Hendricks from Belgium, 322.5 kilos to move into deadlift gold, heading into third attempts.
That would be a 4.5 kilo personal best for Kiel.
And it looks good.
A hard-fought battle. But supporting on the thighs, unfortunately.
Let's have a look at that in the replay.
The coach is rushing to the jury. They're looking at it at the same time as we do. It looks on the line.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure about the blues there, but
It might go either way.
watching it back, I can see where they're coming from. Now our 3 heaviest deadlifters are to follow. Timmy Ogbenfoaken from Great Britain, 325 kilos, taking a 15-kilo jump, moving him into deadlift silver for the time being, and into silver overall. And the jury has overruled the last lift for Hendricks to a good lift. 325 kilos now for Timmy. For silver on both. Wow.
I'm gonna call him Timmy the Speedy. Every lift is speedy. What is that?
That is so easy, and as we suspected, he could probably put on what he needs to secure that silver for himself. The next closest person missed their second attempt, which is Blackwood. So we'll have to see how that turns out. For now, Dew from the B group is sitting in bronze. Now Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 330 kilos, a 15-kilo jump from his opener. And that is a lovely second attempt and a good lift. 3 white lights.
Reaffirming his dominance in the 120 rope.
I think his dominance was pretty assured with that lead that he has. He is 45 kilos ahead. Josh Pearson now, 337.5 kilos, takes him into 4th overall for the time being and into deadlift silver. Heading in to the 3rd round, of course, due from the B group in deadlift gold with 352.5. It's hard work, but it doesn't matter because he keeps pulling through it. Three white lights, a good lift. You can see by his face it's difficult, but by the speed you wouldn't be able to tell quite as much. And we can see heading into our 3rd round of deadlifts, due from the B group, still leading with 352.5, followed by Pearson from Great Britain with 337.5 and Melnichuk with 330. And in the 120 pluses, Hendricks leads ahead of Satterad Vesterby on bodyweight with Nat in bronze. And a quick glance here at how close it is at the top for the 120s. It is anybody's game for silver and bronze. The 120 plus is a little bit more set there. Ilya Kovac, 300 kilos, re-attempting it here on his final attempt, and it looks a lot better. And it is 2-1, a good lift.
The 3rd round of deadlift is usually so eventful. It can go down to strategy, mental, strength, that other gear that lifters can find.
Now he's lost his chance to push for podium, but this is to take him into 4th overall and to stay in the competition, to actually post a total. Kota Karel from Estonia, 305, didn't come out for his opener and then missed 305 on his second. If he doesn't get this, he is disqualified from the competition.
For someone that could have finished on the podium, that is pretty eventful.
Let's just hope he gets a total. 19 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, he didn't look confident at all.
And unfortunately, it means that he is disqualified from the competition. Someone we thought that could push for silver, now out, and it means the race has closed up between Great Britain, Denmark, and Ireland.
That opener has really came and bite him back. No total secured, and he's out.
And it could be a case in a crazy world where they push each other so hard that Ju from the B group ends up in bronze overall. Now, wouldn't that be something?
That will be quite the upset.
Christian Eekhaugen from Norway, 317.5 kilos, a 10-kilo jump. And this is to pull him into silver overall for the time being, ahead of Ogun Foakan.
The belt is clicking, the grip is dripping. It is time to rip it up the floor, Christian.
That is a huge effort. It looks like he's locked it out. We'll wait for the confirmation.
A little glass deadlift.
3 white lights, a good lift, and moves himself into silver for the time being. We've seen an attempt change come in for the first time, but not for the last time.
Well, for sure.
And we've seen a few in that moment come in. Try and keep you in the loop with who it's coming from. We've seen an attempt change from Great Britain with Pearson, with Cholsdale from Norway and Knapp from Czechia. And that last one to come in was Blackwood from Ireland. So a lot of those names in for podium positions. But looking for bronze on deadlift in the 120 pluses. 4th overall, 320 kilos for Stepan Knapp from Czechia. 10 kilo jump from his second.
It's a fight.
What a phenomenal effort. And it is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Great attempt selection. Not much more there.
Simon Krau from Czechia, 322.5 kilos in an attempt to move into deadlift gold. If he misses this, he does not walk away with a deadlift medal, already has silver overall. There's a huge effort, but can he lock it out?
Is that shoulder gonna go back this time?
It looks better. Is it good enough?
Oh, the suspense.
2-1, a good lift, moves into deadlift gold for the time being and secures himself a deadlift medal.
That was a great effort.
Yeah, he showed some fantastic grind today, both in squat, bench and deadlift. Now, Gil Hendricks from Belgium looking to move back into the deadlift gold position ahead of Krau, with Satterad Vesterby still to follow. 325 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump for a new personal best to move into deadlift gold and to secure at the very least deadlift silver.
I like the energy he's bringing to the platform for that third attempt. A part of the crowd is with him. He pulls.
No, unfortunately not there today. But still walks away with the deadlift silver. We've seen an attempt change come in. I imagine from Satterad Vesterby, I think he was looking to take gold in squat, bench and deadlift and making sure he knew what he needed there. Not yet from Satterad Vesterby, perhaps that is what he's going for. We've seen Chorsdale change and Ogunfowakan change, both down. Now we have Matt Holjo Chorsdal from Norway, 330 kilos, to move into deadlift bronze for the time being, in a hope that perhaps those top few lifters are going to push each other so much they'll forget about the deadlift medals. Phenomenal final pull. It was a great effort. Will he be rewarded for that effort?
That suspense is killing me, Amelia.
And I'm sure him as well. And that is a good lift, 2-1. And we've seen another attempt change come in. Trying to see on the board who that could be from. Almost every single lifter remaining has put an attempt change in so far. And yet, as expected, Satterad Vesterby drops to 330. He wants the squat gold, the bench gold, the deadlift gold, and the gold overall. And 330 is what he needs to put in.
He's gonna have the heaviest neck of the room when medal ceremony comes.
One last lift of the day. Bjorn André Satterad Vesterby from Norway, 330 kilos. Already your European champion. This would give him gold in all 4 disciplines: squat, bench, deadlift, and total. Can he complete the collection? It looks like he can. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Looks like he had 345 on the day.
Yeah, incredible day for Satterud Vesterby. And another attempt change has come in. The only person I don't expect to see it from is Melnichuk.
Right, what do we have here? Once again,
And it was Ogunfowakan dropping,
3.5 for Timmy. This will be
or raising rather, 332.5. He's changed a couple times, he's used all his changes up.
for Timmy Ogunfowakan from
And this is to pull him into silver overall.
325 was really easy.
And I don't think silver could be taken from him. It really is so very close.
Just needs to focus for one
You can see at the top between the second and fifth right now is only 5 kilos separating them. And in fourth currently is Jew Timmy Ogunfowakan from Great Britain, 332.5 kilos to move into deadlift bronze, but more importantly into the silver position overall. If he gets that, I don't think it will be taken from him.
Yeah, only Andrew and Josh maybe.
Wow,
But
and
it's
it
going to be a
looks
tough
like
ask.
an opening attempt. Absolutely incredible from Timmy. 3 white lights, a good lift. Didn't need to break a sweat for that silver medal to be around his neck. Let's have a look at that again. The most relaxed third attempt I think I've seen all championships, and it was for a silver medal.
from 8th to 3rd. This is a bronze medal attempt on both deadlift and
And now 3 deadlifts remaining, not just of the session, but of the whole championship. Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, in his last competition as a junior, missed his second on grip, 320. Has jumped 15 kilos anyway in an attempt to fight for deadlift bronze, but more importantly to get a bronze medal at his final competition as a junior.
He's going out on his shield, Amelia. 15 kilo jump on a missed attempt.
It's all or nothing, 3rd or 8th.
Let's
And
go,
he gets it
Andrew.
moving. Can he hold on to it? He can. Absolutely incredible. Andrew Blackwood, ladies and gentlemen, 3 white lights, a good lift, and pulls himself into bronze ahead of Ig Haugen. And can you believe it? Team
Amazing
Ireland go
sight.
crazy, the crowd go crazy, and can you blame them? After that second attempt, it was a big risk, a big reward, and it paid off. You love to see it. And now 2 final deadlifts remaining. Deadlift gold does in fact go to Jew from the B group, but looking for silver, Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 340 kilos for a new personal best, already your European champion. This will give him over 900 kilo total with 905 to cap off his junior career. It is slow, but it is moving,
wow.
and he locks it out. 3 white lights, a good lift, and what a phenomenal end to a phenomenal junior career for Melnichuk it's been.
He gets that 905 total. What a great outing from the Ukrainian lifter.
Yeah, and it's so well earned. He has put in the years of work.
Yeah, that's the cherry on top of his junior career.
And now looking to knock Melnichuk off of silver for deadlift to move into 5th overall to get some team points to move from deadlift bronze, which is secured, into silver. Josh Pearson from Great Britain, 345 kilos for a match personal best. For deadlift silver, it's a 7.5 kilo jump. 337.5 was hard, but not impossible. It will be a grind, but let's see if he can work through it. The last lift of the championships. Joshua Pearson, Great Britain. And unfortunately, it just isn't there today, but he still walks away with the deadlift bronze and his arms up in victory. And what a final session we were treated to. Alex, thank you so much for joining me one final time.
My pleasure.
We're going to have a summary of both classes now. First, in the deadlift for the 120s in bronze, Josh Pearson from Great Britain, 337.5 kilos. In silver, Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine with 340. And from the B group, as we thought he might, with 352.5 in deadlift gold, Lauritz Enemark Jew from Denmark. And in the 120 pluses, in deadlift bronze with 322.5 on bodyweight behind, Hendricks from Belgium, ahead in silver, Simon Krauw from Czechia, and in deadlift gold with 330, Satterad Vesterby from Norway. And overall, in the 120s, in bronze, 837.5 kilos with that hero pull at the end, Andrew Blackwood from Ireland. In silver, just 2.5 kilos ahead, Timmy Ogunfowakan from Great Britain with 840 kilos, and your new European champion with 905 kilos from Ukraine, Taras Melnichuk. And now the 120 pluses in bronze overall, we have Gil Hendricks from Belgium with 817.5. In silver, Simon Krauw from Czechia with 852.5, and your new European champion from Norway with 937.5, Bjorn Andre Satterad Vesterby. And what incredible way to end the competition. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us all week. We're going to go into the final medal ceremony of the championship, so please do stick around. I've been Amelia Potter. Thank you for watching.
starts. Thank you. Congratulations to everyone. Now we can start the stock medals. The bronze medal is in the 120 heavyweight class from Great Britain, with 304.5. Timmy, open for welcome. The silver medalist from Ukraine with 325 wrestling, Ilya Kovac. The gold medalist with 330 kilos at the wrestling man from Ukraine as well, Taras Melnichuk. From Estonia, bronze medalist with 220 kilos, Kanel Korte. The silver medalist with 232.5 from Norway, Christian Ekhaugen. Once again, the gold medal will go to Ukraine, 235 kilos as a vestige, Taras Melnichuk. The bronze medal will go to Team GB with 337.5 for Josh Pearson. The silver medalist from Ukraine with 340 as a representative is Taras Melnichuk. Gold medalist from Denmark and from Liverpool almost made it to the podium total. Du Laurits Enema. Almost went 360. Thank you. This year, the bronze medalist totaling 837.5, and we know how meaningful it is to him, Andrew Blackwood. The silver medalist from Great Britain with 840 kilos in total, Timmy Ogunforokan. 95 kilos from Ukraine is Taras Melnichuk. Well done, man. Great job. Please everyone stand up for the national anthem of Ukraine. Thank you, congratulations. The 120 plus now. From Belgium, bronze medalist with 315 kilos is Gil Hendricks. The silver medal from Czechia with 332.5, Simon Grave. Gold medalist from Norway with 400 kilos tested is Björn André Sunder. Thank you guys. Bronze medalist on bench press with 195 best lift is Stefan Knapp. Silver medalist with 197.5 from Czechia as well, Simon Grave. Once again, the gold medal will go to Team Norway 207.5 for Björn André Sunder. Gold medal. Thank you for the medal. The medals on deadlift. The bronze medalist from Belgium with 322.5 best attempt, Hendrik Skills. Silver medal from Czechia, same weight, heavier, light on bodyweight, Simon Grave. The gold medal with 330 kilos from Norway, Björn Sunder. the European Championship in the 120 plus, totaling 817.5, Andy Gill from Belgium. The runner-up in this 120 plus weight class with 852.5 kilos from Czechia, Simon Kral.